In 2017, I stopped my main music projects and began a new one. It was called Grid Resistor. I set some strict rules for my Grid Resistor project. Only the sounds of machines were to be used, as recorded by myself, in as high fidelity as possible. A contact microphone would be used whenever possible, eliminating extra noise. Each release would be over 60 minutes in length. There would be one release for each letter of the Greek alphabet, named accordingly. Each track would be named after the date it was written in its order upon that day. There were three main types of machines I used as sound sources. One was simply household machines, such as a printer, a paper shredder, an espresso machine, and so forth. I spent many hours recording ideal samples of these machines and processing the results into sonic outtakes. Most of Grid Resistor was comprised of household machine sounds. GE Tree Trunk 2017 was a Grid Resistor release that used these sounds as source material. Some Grid Resistor sounds came from the mechanical sounds found at the beginning and end of old tape recordings. These would be then the sounds that tape players made both when they recorded and played sounds back, omitting the actual music on the cassettes. Lambda Tree Trunk 2017 was a Grid Resistor release that used tape sounds as sources. A third type of source was a shortwave radio, which I acquired many years ago. I channeled my portable shortwave into a linear recording device and captured the sounds between shortwave bands. Some sounds were purely static, while others were garbled broadcast sounds. Grid Resistor's Mu Cerebral Audio 2017 was a good example of a release that used shortwave sounds. Grid Resistor's music appeared on a number of net labels and in various formats. One release, Row, was released as videos only on my YouTube channel. The footage for these videos was collected in the urban area near my home. I used a near still life technique where the camera remained stationary for long periods of time and the scenery itself slowly shifted and changed. The 24th Grid Resistor release was Omega. Omega contained MP3s of all 65 Grid Resistor tracks, available on one page at archive.org. I included a playlist link on the release page so that listeners could queue up the entire MP3 collection and listen to it, ideally on shuffle and repeat so that the industrial drone textures could continue playing indefinitely. The Grid Resistor project inspired a document which I called the Machine Music Manifesto. In it I explored ideas of using machines as sources for songs and suggested that mechanical source material was more appropriate for our current music scene than other sonic sources. The Machine Music Manifesto appeared in the art zine Artedolaya in the late summer of 2017. I finished the project in 2017. I enjoyed creating the Grid Resistor material. I also liked that the project had such strict guidelines and it had a beginning and an end. It made for a strenuous and consistent project, which appealed to many of those who took a chance and listened. Not everyone realized that machines rendered in high fidelity could sound so soothing, and at the same time hold their interest so well.